Have you ever noticed how easy it is to lose track of time while playing video games or scrolling through social media? I bet you could do that for hours without even blinking. But when it comes to studying or working on a side project, even half an hour can feel like a lifetime. I totally get it. It used to be the same for me. So how do some people manage to stay focused and productive, even when it comes to the hard stuff? The secret lies in tricking your brain into enjoying these tasks. It's all about utilizing the power of dopamine. In this video, I'll explain what dopamine is and how you can use it to make challenging tasks feel easier and even enjoyable. Plus, I'll share some tips and habits that can help you boost your dopamine levels and strengthen your willpower. Now, are you ready to turn hard work into something you actually look forward to? Let's dive in. How to force your brain to crave hard work. When it comes to motivation, dopamine is essential. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that helps control the brain's reward and pleasure centers. It is released when you experience something pleasurable or rewarding, like eating chocolate or winning a game. It also gives you the feeling of accomplishment and satisfaction that comes with achieving a goal. But here's the catch. Too much dopamine can actually be a problem. When we're constantly chasing pleasurable activities, our brains get used to that dopamine rush and start craving it more and more. This can lead to what's known as dopamine addiction, where we're always searching for that next hit, whether it's through video games, social media, or binge-watching TV shows. So how do we reset our brains? That's where the concept of a dopamine detox comes in. The idea is to reduce our exposure to these high dopamine activities and train our brains to find joy in other more productive things, like hard work and discipline. It's about teaching yourself to enjoy the process, not just the quick rewards. So the question is, how does dopamine affect our behavior? Dopamine plays a key role in motivation, reward, and pleasure. It's responsible for the satisfaction and accomplishment you feel when completing a task. It's also what makes indulging in pleasurable activities, like eating a piece of chocolate, feel so good. When dopamine is released, it sends signals to the nucleus accumbens, a part of the brain associated with pleasure and reward. This part of the brain influences our behavior by encouraging or discouraging us from doing certain things. If the nucleus accumbens receives signals that a task is pleasurable or rewarding, it encourages us to do it. Conversely, if it receives signals that a task is unpleasant or unrewarding, it discourages us from doing it. The key to leveraging dopamine is to find activities that stimulate the nucleus accumbens and make it send positive signals. This means finding activities that are both challenging and rewarding. The key to using dopamine to motivate yourself is to find the right balance. You need to engage in activities that are both challenging and rewarding. If something is too easy, it won't be satisfying. If it's too hard, it will be discouraging. How to leverage dopamine to motivate yourself.
The trick to leveraging dopamine is to find activities that are both challenging and rewarding. Here are some strategies to help you use dopamine to your advantage.
Break down big tasks. One effective strategy is to break down large tasks into smaller, more manageable chunks. This makes the task seem less overwhelming while still providing enough challenge to be rewarding. For instance, instead of trying to study for 3 hours straight, break it into 6 half-hour sessions with short breaks in between. Set achievable goals. Setting small, achievable goals can also help. Each time you reach one of these goals, you get a little dopamine boost. This keeps you motivated and gives you a sense of accomplishment. For example, if you're working on a project, set daily or weekly goals rather than just focusing on the final deadline. Use positive reinforcement. Another great way to leverage dopamine is through positive reinforcement. Reward yourself when you complete tasks or reach goals. The reward doesn't have to be big. It could be something as simple as a short break, a treat, or some time doing an activity you enjoy. This helps your brain associate hard work with positive outcomes. Create a balanced routine. A balanced routine is essential. Make sure you're not just focusing on work, but also including activities that you enjoy. This helps prevent burnout and keeps your dopamine levels stable. Try to include some physical activity, social interactions, and hobbies in your daily schedule. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness and meditation can also help manage your dopamine levels. These practices teach you to focus on the present moment and reduce the constant craving for new stimuli. By learning to be content with where you are and what you're doing, you can train your brain to find satisfaction in the process rather than just the reward. Limit high dopamine activities. During a dopamine detox, try to limit activities that give you a high dopamine rush like social media, video games, and junk food. Instead, focus on activities that are less stimulating but still enjoyable, like reading, walking, or spending time with loved ones. This helps reset your brain's reward system. Reflect on your progress. Finally, take time to reflect on your progress. Keep a journal where you note down your goals, your achievements, and how you feel about them. This can help you see how far you've come and reinforce the positive feelings associated with your hard work. The power of positive reinforcement. We've had enough of dopamine. Let's come down to another big point: positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement is a powerful tool to boost your motivation. It works by rewarding yourself for completing tasks and achieving goals. This helps your brain associate hard work with pleasure and satisfaction. When you complete a task and reward yourself, your brain's reward center, the nucleus accumbens, sends positive signals, making you want to repeat the behavior. One simple way to use positive reinforcement is to set rewards for completing tasks. For example, if you set a goal to study for an hour each day, reward yourself with something small like a piece of chocolate or a cup of coffee. This helps your brain see studying as a pleasurable activity. Tracking your progress is another effective method. When you see how far you've come, it boosts your motivation. You can use a progress tracker like a spreadsheet or an app to monitor your achievements. This not only helps you stay motivated, but also gives you a clear picture of your progress. Personally, I find that breaking down big tasks into smaller, more manageable chunks works wonders. It makes the task less difficult and allows for more frequent rewards. For instance, instead of aiming to complete an entire project in one go, break it down into smaller tasks. Each time you complete one, give yourself a small reward. This keeps the momentum going and makes the whole process more enjoyable. But a big but positive reinforcement isn't just about the rewards, though. It's also about recognizing your efforts and progress. Celebrate your achievements, no matter how small they may seem. Acknowledging your hard work reinforces the idea that effort leads to positive outcomes. And you know how they say consistency is key? Well, actually it is, so make positive reinforcement a regular part of your routine. Over time, your brain will start to associate hard work with positive feelings, making it easier to stay motivated and focused. Remember, the goal is to create a balanced approach. Reward yourself, but also ensure that the rewards are proportional to the effort. This balance helps maintain motivation without leading to overindulgence. Incorporating positive reinforcement into your daily routine can transform the way you approach tasks. It shifts your mindset, making hard work something you look forward to rather than dread. So, start small, be consistent, and watch how positive reinforcement can boost your motivation and productivity. Mastering the art of delayed gratification. Delayed gratification is one of the most important skills you can develop for a happy, fulfilling life. Now you might be thinking, why is that? You see how binge watching Netflix or endlessly scrolling through social media is so easy and comfortable, but does it really serve us? Instead, we could use that time to learn new skills or gain knowledge that advances our careers and lives. One of my favorite quotes is, "We must all suffer from one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The difference is discipline weighs ounces while regret weighs tons." This quote perfectly captures the essence of delayed gratification. Can delayed gratification and self-control be learned? Absolutely. Even though some people naturally have better impulse control, delaying gratification is a learned behavior. One effective way to practice this is by creating if-then systems. These systems improve self-control by setting easy-to-follow rules. For example, if I want to binge watch Netflix, I do it while walking on a treadmill. Or if I crave chocolate, I walk to the supermarket to get one instead of storing it at home. This way, I'm not quitting chocolate, but creating a condition that requires effort to indulge. The first step in creating an if-then plan is to identify the hot spots that trigger impulsive reactions. For instance, if you're trying to quit drinking every night, set a rule. If you want a drink, wait 15 minutes before deciding if you still want it. Identifying these impulsive reactions can be challenging because we often operate on autopilot. One practice that has helped me is jotting down my actions whenever I do something I shouldn't. I use my iPad or phone to note when I find myself scrolling through social media aimlessly. The more you write, the more you'll become aware of your impulsive actions. This raises your awareness and helps you see patterns in your behavior. Practicing delayed gratification has long-term benefits. It helps you build self-discipline, improve focus, and achieve your goals. Over time, you'll find that tasks you once dreaded become more manageable. Your brain starts to associate hard work with positive outcomes, making it easier to stay motivated. Now let's come back to the main point of focus: how to trick your brain into loving hard things. Tricking your brain into loving hard things is all about leveraging the power of dopamine. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that helps control the brain's reward and pleasure centers. It's responsible for the feeling of satisfaction and accomplishment you get when you complete a task. It's also the reason why indulging in a piece of chocolate feels so good. To leverage dopamine effectively, find activities that will stimulate the nucleus accumbens and make it send positive signals. This means choosing tasks that are both challenging and rewarding. When you find the right balance, your brain will start to associate hard work with pleasure. Positive reinforcement is key. Set realistic goals and reward yourself when you achieve them. For example, if you study for an hour, treat yourself to a small piece of chocolate or a favorite snack. Tracking your progress can also be motivating. Seeing how far you've come can give you the push to keep going. Rest and relaxation are essential for maintaining healthy dopamine levels. Make sure to take breaks, get enough sleep, and relax. Your brain needs time to recharge. Exercise regularly and eat a healthy diet to keep your dopamine levels balanced. Challenging your mind with new activities can also boost dopamine. Try learning a new skill or hobby. It's a great way to keep your brain engaged and excited. So if you want to trick your brain into loving hard things, start by leveraging the power of dopamine. Set achievable goals, reward yourself, take breaks, and keep your mind challenged. Remember, it's all about balance. With these tips, you'll be well on your way to mastering the art of doing hard things. And hey, if all else fails, just remember, even superheroes need a nap. So give yourself a break, recharge, and get back to conquering those challenges. After all, we need to ascend together. What's one hard task you've been putting off? And how do you plan to tackle it using the power of dopamine? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you think someone else will benefit from this video, share it with them.